Tonight on UCentral News. Just coming in today, dozens of Palestine citizens are dead after an apparent attack on a relief caravan. The number of dead still rising as the conflict rages on. Over in social media, 21 Pilots released their lead single for an upcoming album. Destiny Pittman has today's social media update.
Hello Broncos, we are currently outside and it is hailing right now. What's to come in the next couple of days? I'll have your full weather forecast later in the show.
Coming up in sports, your UCO Broncos have a top 10 showdown tonight against Northwest Missouri. Find out all of that and more on this episode of UCentral, which starts right now.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Georgia Jones.
And I'm Mark Lowe. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Today, at least 104 Palestinian civilians were killed in Gaza as they gathered around food aid trucks. According to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, the civilians had gathered around newly arrived aid trucks hoping to get food when Israeli tanks and drones started shooting at them. The aid trucks reportedly tried to escape the area, accidentally running into people and causing more deaths and injuries. The death toll and number of injured is expected to increase as many bodies and people are still out on the streets. Ambulances are struggling to reach those in need because rubble is blocking the way. An Israeli official confirmed forces opened fire, saying the crowd approached the trucks in a way that posed a threat.
Catastrophic infernos roaring across the Texas Panhandle have killed at least 2 people and threatened to destroy more homes, cattle, and livelihoods as the largest wildfire in state history burns on, leaving many residents, like the decimated landscapes around them, deeply scarred and facing a long recovery. Ivan Rodriguez is in Fritch, Texas, one of those hard-hit communities.
Holy cow.
The small town of Fritch, Texas, now charred and covered in ash.
It's kind of helpless.
Fritch was caught in a cross-section of several wildfires burning across the Panhandle. The largest of those blazes, the Smokehouse Creek Fire, has burned more than 1 million acres so far in Texas and Oklahoma, making it the largest fire on record in the Lone Star State, officials confirmed Thursday. Add to that at least 4 other wildfires, burning tens of thousands of additional acres.
It's truly heartbreaking because their home is a symbolic of what's happened all over the county here.
Agricultural agent Andy Holloway estimates around 80% of the land in just one county has burned, and 5,000 heads of cattle have been killed, numbers that could rise in the region as damage assessments come in over the days ahead. And then there's the grim task of searching burned homes.
There's a chance that there may be people that did not survive and were trapped by the fire.
Several school districts have canceled classes for the rest of the week, with some now turned into donation drop-off centers.
It's really overwhelming just to see that outpouring of support.
As the firefighting efforts continue, there is one thing that cannot be touched by the flames.
Community's been through this before, and so, we pulled together then, and I know we'll pull together again.
In Fritch, Texas, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Dry air and winds are expected to pick back up. The forecast for tomorrow calls for elevated to critical fire conditions across the area and throughout the weekend. And we got a little bit of smoke in this area a couple days ago, but the rain today has definitely kind of taken down that fire chance.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had 85 degrees and then sleet and rain, and it's all sorts of things. So let's go to Gwyneth Duncan for that first look at weather.
Thank you and good afternoon, Broncos. Looking outside right now, it's really cold. We're sitting at 38 degrees and rainy. I know it's been raining, sleeting, hailing on and off since 1 p.m. And our winds right now are not making it any better. We're sitting at south 20 miles per hour with gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. So it's pretty bad out there, especially with that mixed with the hail just beating down on you. I know I went out earlier and it was pretty bad. Our rain chance right now is at 90%, and that rain will move out around Edmond at about 6:30 p.m. And as we look at our allergy report, it's starting to get that time of season, guys. It's starting to get the season where the pollen starts to sprout up again. And our tree pollen is really high right now, and our mold is sitting at about moderate. I know I get affected by allergies a lot, so it's just nice to be able to know what is high in your area at the moment. As we look ahead, our temperatures are going to start going back up into tomorrow and over the weekend. We're going to see as high as 80-degree temperatures over the weekend, and I know I'm really excited for that. We do have a windy next couple of days, and we're going to start to see more sunny skies throughout this next week. And we do have some rain chances at the end of next week. I'll tell you more about that and your 7-day forecast later in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Gwyneth. Yesterday, the Department of Education announced updates to a form college students will fill out for financial aid. The first update to the free application for federal student aid form involves how the department calculates the amount of aid students will get. Under the new approach, 7.3 million students are expected to be eligible for Pell Grants. The department is also going to send support personnel to lower resource colleges to do needs assessments and help schools with student aid offer packages. The third update is a faster approach for processing student records. If you're a UCO student and need to find out more about your financial aid application, visit the Bronco One Stop on the first floor of the Nye and they will offer you help.
A new bill has been approved by an Oklahoma Senate panel that will create child abduction response teams. The bill aims to better mobilize law enforcement when a child is abducted. It would authorize the formation of teams, including federal, state, local, and tribal law enforcement if the minor is 15 or younger. How it works? The agency that gets a verified report of child abduction notifies the response team's point of contact within 4 hours. Law enforcement agencies can also use automated license plate readers as they search for the child. The bill passed the Appropriation Committee unanimously and now awaits a vote of the full Senate.
UCO is hosting the annual Oklahoma Research Day, and it's celebrating its 25th anniversary. March 8th is statewide research conference showcasing undergraduate and graduate research, creativity, and scholarly projects. An anticipated 1,000 students from across Oklahoma will be expected to be there. The keynote speaker is Commander John Harrington of the Chickasaw Nation, the first Native American in space. In addition to the keynote, UCO President Todd Lamb will provide remarks during the opening reception.
UCO students, looking at your student account might become a little easier. UCO has announced their new and improved mobile app, UCentral. Students can look at their calendars, payments balances, class schedule, and transcripts. The new app has a similar look to the UConnect page on the UCO website. It's available on both iPhone and Android devices. And as you can see, we're trying to show some of the screen here. It just is really UConnect in an app. It has everything you need from your bursar to your transcript, your classes. It has everything on there that you could possibly need.
Absolutely. You can also get access to D2L. Basically, like Georgia just said, a UConnect, but on your cell phone. Very convenient in case you don't have a laptop or tablet. You're able to access your classes, bursar accounts, everything really that you can on a computer, just on your smartphone and in an app.
I know I'll absolutely be using it to check my bursar for sure.
Absolutely. It's a very handy tool. I'm glad we have it as UCO students. It's great.
Yeah, and coming up, we will have your
Gwyneth will have your full look at weather coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Happy birthday! Make a wish.
Miss you guys.
Blue skies smiling at me, talking about blue skies. Do I see bluebirds singing a song, talking about blue skies from now on.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Are you really sure this is all going to fit?
Oh, it'll fit. I got that. All right.
When hauling anything, ensure it's secure. Losing your load is dangerous for all drivers. We want everyone to make it home safe. Help make Oklahoma safe by securing your load.
Welcome back, Broncos. Looking outside right now, it's really cold, and I just got reports that it is snowing outside, right outside of our studio in Edmond right now. So that's pretty exciting. We're having rain mixed with snow, mixed with hail we even saw. So it's really confusing outside, and those winds are not making it feel any better than it currently does. As we look throughout our state, our current conditions right now, we're looking at 30s, 40s, 39 degrees in OKC. It's feeling pretty cold out there, and those winds, like I said, are not making it any better for us. Tonight, it's going to stay in the 30s. We're getting to 35 degrees. It's not going much colder than it is right now because we're currently at 38 degrees, but it is going to be partly cloudy, and those winds are going to go down slightly. So we're going to be sitting at south 10 miles per hour. Our rain is going to go down a lot. We're not going to see as much rain tonight. Once this system moves out at 6:30, we're really not seeing any more rain for these next couple of days. And as we look tonight throughout the state, it's going to be pretty chilly, but once again, it's not much different from what it is right now. We're sitting at 41 degrees in OKC, and it's really feeling nice out tonight compared to the high winds that we were feeling today. Looking ahead, our temperatures are going to start going back up. We're going to see those 80-degree weather. It's going to feel really nice, and we're going to have sunny skies. It is going to be windy, though. Like tomorrow, we're going to have high winds as high as 20 miles per hour. And as we look at tomorrow across the state, it's going to feel a lot better, way better than it felt today. We're sitting at 64 degrees in OKC, so I'm really excited for this warmer weather because I'm not a fan of the cold. As we go into our daily forecast for Edmond tomorrow, starting off at 7 a.m., we're sitting at 36 degrees. Those clouds are going to remain from overnight into the morning, but then those winds are really going to help blow those clouds away because we're going to get to 53 degrees tomorrow at around lunchtime. The sun is going to start to come out, so it'll start to make it feel a little bit better. And then at 7 p.m., we're going to be sitting at 61 degrees, still clear, no real clouds in the sky for tomorrow night. As we look at our 7-day forecast, tomorrow, like I mentioned, it's going to be really windy. Those winds are not going from today. And as we look throughout our week, it's just going to be really sunny, really nice. But then we get a storm chance on Thursday, about 30% chance of storms. I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited for the warm weekend that we're having. What are you guys planning on doing?
Yeah, this weekend's going to be a fun one. I have state basketball tournaments coming up that I'm going to be at, but I'm hopefully going to be able to enjoy that weather a little bit.
Yeah, my partner and I were celebrating our anniversary this weekend, so we'll be out and about downtown. How about you, Gwyneth? What are you going to be up to?
I think I'm just going to lay around, honestly. I'm not going to do much. I'm not planning on doing anything this weekend.
Sounds pretty ideal.
Sounds like a great weekend to me.
Absolutely. Coming up, a newly announced music festival. Who will be performing?
And a look at what new movie is coming out this weekend. Destiny Pittman will have your social media update after the break.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Hi, my name's Destiny Pittman, and I'm here to give you your social media update. Today, music duo 21 Pilots made a return to music. The pair released a music video for their song Overcompensate. This song is the lead single for their upcoming album titled Clancy. The album will release on May 17th, and Clancy will follow up the duo's 2021 album Scaled and Icy. And rapper Jack Harlow announced that he will host a music festival this summer. His Gazebo Festival will take place in Louisville, Kentucky, May 25th and 26th. Some of the performers include SZA, Vince Staples, and Omar Apollo. And fans are still waiting for Harlow to announce when tickets will go on sale. And TikTok is now live testing a feature that will make any item in a video shoppable through the app. Users will be able to turn on an Identify Similar Objects feature, which will identify objects and show similar products that can be purchased. TikTok will use AI to identify the products from videos, and this is all in an attempt to expand its in-app shopping platform. And today the Oscars announced their list of presenters. Bad Bunny, Jennifer Lawrence, and John Mulaney are some that will present, just to name a few. And comedian Jimmy Kimmel will host the award show for the 4th time. The 96 Oscars will take place on Sunday, March 10th. And tomorrow, the highly anticipated film, Dune 2, will hit theaters. Let's take a quick look at the trailer.
Deal with this prophet. Show me who you are. Your father was a weak man.
Look who's back from the dead.
I will do what must be done.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope!
I will love you as long as I breathe.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
It's not a prophecy. It's a story.
I don't care what you believe. I believe.
I am Paul Boyd.
This cast is star-studded, and I can't wait to see it. Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet, and Florence Pugh are all in it. And today, James Gunn's new Superman movie began filming. And it also happens to canonically be Superman's birthday. Releasing on July 11th, 2025, Superman will star David Cornsweet as the titular hero, beginning a phase in James Gunn's DC movie universe. Alongside Cornsweet, Nicholas Hoult will play the villainous Lex Luthor, with Rachel Brosnahan as Superman's love interest, Lois Lane. I'm not a huge superhero movie, but with a cast like that, I might have to see this movie. How are you guys feeling about this upcoming film?
Yeah, I haven't seen a Superman movie in a while, but I'll probably check it out. I'm really into the superhero movies, so DC and Marvel it's up there on my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. The last couple superhero movies I've seen have all been Marvel. I actually haven't seen a DC movie since I think actually Batman v Superman back in 2016. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah,
it's been a minute. Thank you for that, Destiny. Coming up, the Broncos baseball team gears up for a big series against Missouri Western.
And UCO basketball is coming down to the wire. Find out where each team stands come conference tournament time after the break.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Happy Leap Day, Bronco Nation. We got a lot to cover and not a lot of time. Let's get after it. Leading off is Bronco Baseball. The 17th ranked UCO Bronco Baseball team hosts their first conference series this weekend against the Missouri Western Griffins. The Broncos swept Missouri Western last season here in Edmond by winning of scores of 8-4, 13-8, and 9-8. Game times are at Friday at 5 p.m., Saturday at 3 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m. In softball, the 12th ranked Chos embark on a trip to Springfield, Missouri to play four games in 2 days at the Drury Classic. The defending MIAA champions are up bright and early tomorrow, opening the Classic with a game against Minnesota Crookston at 9:30 a.m., followed by a game against Missouri S&T at 1:30. Then on Saturday, the Broncos open up with Minnesota Duluth at 1:30 a.m., then immediately face host Drury at 1:30 p.m. On to wrestling, where the #1 ranked Bronco wrestling team hits the road to Indianapolis to the Wrestling Super Regional. Heavyweight Sean Strick and 197-pounder Dalton Abney look to defend their individual national titles, while the team itself looks to defend their national title. The Super Regional occurs on Saturday. Best of luck to them this weekend. The Oklahoma City Thunder have a 4-game trip heading out west ahead of them, starting tonight against the familiar foe of San Antonio. It's the third time the two teams will square off this season, with the Thunder winning the last 5 meetings against the Spurs of San Antonio. Be sure to keep an eye out on that post matchup, with Chet Holmgren taking on Victor Wembanyama tonight, as those two are battling for the Rookie of the Year award. Tip-off is tonight at 7:30 on Bally Sports Oklahoma. Also tipping off at 7:30 is Broncos men's basketball. The Broncos have 2 more home games left this season, with the first of them being tonight against top 10 foe Northwest Missouri, who have already clinched the #1 seed in the MIAA tournament. The men's Broncos basketball team has already clinched the spot in the tournament in Kansas City as well, but it is unclear which seed they'll be at this moment. They're currently 6th, but that could easily change in the topsy-turvy world of college basketball. The women's basketball team plays in just a little bit, right at 5:30, also playing Northwest Missouri, and the Lady Chos hope to keep their season alive. You see, 10 teams out of the 14-member MIAA conference play in the Kansas City-hosted conference tournament. The Broncos are currently 11th in the MIAA standings with a record of 6-14. The team above them, the Washburn Ichabods, are 7-14 after losing to Missouri Southern last night. Should the Broncos win out and the Ichabods lose their last game against Emporia State on Saturday, the bus trip to Kansas City for the Chos, at least the bus, will be a little bigger. And that is all the time I have for you in sports today. I know it's still technically February, but I'm looking forward to seeing the Broncos ball out like March Madness. Mark and Georgia, back to you all at the desk, and are you heading to Hamilton Fieldhouse shortly?
I'm probably not going to be heading over. I've got a long drive ahead of me, but I'm going to be tuning in for March Madness for sure. I have a habit of picking the teams who have lost last year to see if they'll win this year. So
That's a good
yeah.
That's a good method. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I will not be going to the women's game, but I will be there for the men's game. It should be a good one. Top 10 opponent. So looking forward to it. The Broncos have had their number the last couple years. Always turns out to be a good one. Thank you for that, Ian. Coming up, what's the history behind Leap Day?
In Gwyneth Duncan, we'll have your last look at weather. Stay with us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back. If you're looking at your calendar wondering why it's still February, it's because 2024 is a leap year. Our calendar has 365 days, but it actually takes 365.25 days for the Earth to orbit the sun. In 46 BC, Julius Caesar began the practice of adding an extra day every 4 years to fix the discrepancy. But it resulted in 10 extra days by 1582, and that's when Pope Gregory XIII created a new calendar with February 29th as the official leap day. It established an extra day in every year divisible by 4, but only in centuries that are evenly divided by 400. And if that's just too confusing, then just remember, in the U.S., leap year coincides with presidential elections. That is good information for me because I am horrible at math and I would have not remembered that. But I can remember presidential years.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a leap year until we were into February. But it's starting to get some weird weather, so let's look at weather with Gwyneth Duncan.
Yeah, and just touching on tomorrow super quick, at 7 a.m. it's going to be pretty cool, 36 degrees, and then our temperatures are going to start rising, but those winds are going to get pretty high throughout the day. And that's all I have for you guys for today's show. So back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you for that, Gwyneth. And it is definitely, again, starting to feel like winter out there finally on the last day of February, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So great there.
Yeah, it's absolutely been a roller coaster this February. So actually, this week is Employee Appreciation Week. This week there's been some events going around on campus.
Take a look at this.
Bronco family, it is Employee Appreciation Week, and I wanted to give a special shout out to one of our mass comm professors, Mark Scott. Mark, I would not be where I am without you, man. Thank you for taking me under your wing, and thank you for continuously always serving this department, UCentral, and all of us. We love you, man.
I want to shout out Jesse Miller for being one of the best professors I've ever taken, and he's made class really fun.
I just want to thank Brad for dealing with all of our crazy ideas that we make as students, as well as giving us ideas to put in the show and for putting up with all of our dumb mistakes that we make. So thank you so much, Brad.
I want to shout out David Nelson for always giving me the best feedback and pushing me to be the best that I can be.
Hi, I would really like to thank two people specifically. Brad Keim. Most people behind the scenes know of him as the backbone of this entire organization. He's the only reason why any of the newscasts go as smoothly as they do. He fixes every problem. Without him, this place would be up in flames half the time. Secondly, and probably most of all, though, I would really like to thank Mark Scott. He brought me under his wing 4 years ago. He got me into this industry of sports media. Without him, I would not be here today. So those two specifically have really changed my life here in this program.
Thank you, Mark Scott. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Sam. Shout out to everyone in MassComm. I love you all.
I just want to say thank you to Brad for literally being the backbone of this building. Everything we do wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you.
Want to give, again, just a huge shout out to everybody that is working behind the scenes, Mark Scott, Bradley Keim, Amber Loomis. We really appreciate you guys, and UCentral would not be what it is without you guys. And unfortunately, that is just all the time we have for this edition of UCentral News. But for now,
I'm Gwyneth Duncan.
I'm Ian Nickel.
I'm Destiny Pittman.
I'm Georgia Jones.
And I'm Mark Lowe. Thank you again for joining us for this edition of UCentral News. Have a good night.